Can you work stream? Here you go. Okay. I'm very grown up making fart noises.
Well, you may or may not have heard that Michelle Obama has a podcast. A couple of weeks ago, she had a former certain president on as a guest. Last week, our friend Stephen A. Smith somehow came up in a really weird, bizarre way during a conversation about reality TV. Take a look.
You know,
Let me guess. Reality TV, if you're an actor, you can make up a story about politics without knowing any actual facts about it and be a propagandist. You can lie and manipulate about anything.
I listen to ESPN for an hour. It's like watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. You know, I mean, you know, it's the same drama, and they're yelling at each other, and they don't get along. You know, I mean, Stephen A. Smith,
That's why sports debaters translate well into Fox News, by the way, and other political debate shows, because it's all the performative nature. You can debate LeBron and Jordan the same way you can debate like Trump versus Biden.
just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be.
Right.
Right?
It would be amazing.
So that's why I'm like, what's the difference? It's just, you know, it's just sociological drama.
Yeah, Trump is a drama
Really,
queen.
Michelle Obama isn't the only
so
ghost of the
unfair to
Democrats'
me.
past to reemerge on the
Vladimir,
public scene
stop.
recently. Former Vice President Kamala Harris announced her return to the
deep
spotlight
state.
last week with a book launch and an appearance on the very canceled Colbert. But some Democrats are not happy to see Kamala again. Multiple Democratic strategists telling Politico they would not want her campaigning for their candidates and say she should not run in 28. Here with his take.
My opinion, I think Kamala should be Attorney General. It'd be hilarious if we get President John Ossoff for someone and they make Kamala Harris Attorney General. It would be so funny to see MAGA cry and complain whenever another MAGA person gets sent to jail, and it's Kamala Harris laughing as loud as possible as they get a sentence. A guilty sentence.
The star of First
guilty,
Take
whatever.
and the host of his own podcast and the host of every other show that he does, the one and only Stephen A. Smith. I took great offense at this. All right, so you and I will talk sports off air,
does not make
and
sense.
we'll agree at times to disagree.
I don't
but when
do
you
words
look
good.
at an athlete, they have dedicated, whatever sport it happens to be,
A
they
guilty
have
sentence sounds
dedicated their
kinda-
entire lives
that sounds kinda dirty.
to reach the pinnacle of
guilty
success,
sentence.
to become a professional athlete or a top D1 college athlete. There's no comparison to these reality housewives show. I found it insulting.
Well, zero, but I didn't take offense to her comments. You know, she was comparing reality TV to sports TV from the standpoint of watching us go at one another. Well, first of all, like
First Take, by the way, they do morning meetings before the show and they script out arguments. So they plan conflict. So when Stephen A. Smith and another person have a show, they might agree on an issue, but if they need good television, they'll purposely take opposing views on that issue to have a conflict. It is a form of reality TV, 100%.
you said, there's no relation because
No one gets that mad debating sports in that format every single day, in the way they do at least. Because it's not normal barbershop reactions that they do on First Take.
standpoint
on
of
ESPN.
watching us go at one another. Well, first of all, like you said, there's no relation because these are some of the greatest athletes on the planet Earth that play professional sports. That's who we're talking about as opposed to reality TV stars that can barely act. That's number one. Number two, when you look...
Wait, they are not critiquing the athletes. They're critiquing the drama queen hosts who make a big show out of these different things. LeBron James, when he does his show, I think it's called The Shop or something, and all the athletes, Kevin Durant, I watch mostly basketball. I watch basketball mostly. But they all talk about how the sports media plays up all the dramas and tries to make them fight each other. They try to make LeBron and Durant hate each other and LeBron and Curry hate each other and all these other narratives. Like, they obviously are not talking about the athletes or discrediting them.
What she was talking about, you also have to take into consideration that she doesn't really pay much attention to sports. Evidently, she leaves that to her husband. And when she talked about First Take, she talked about us arguing with one another, hating on one another. We got a lot of love for one another on First Take. We get along just fine. We have a blast laughing and joking and having a ball and yelling at each other about sports. Sometimes we're monotone in our delivery, but we have a lot of fun on First Take. That's why we've been number one for 13 consecutive years and counting. That's number two. Number three, let me say this to the other people she
Just don't talk politics, and you're doing great.
Stop it. Let me say this, though. Let me say this last part to the other people that were on the table with her. You can say Stephen A. Smith is a lot of things and will be a lot of things. The one thing you can never say about me is that I'm going to be a housewife. There's no confusion there. Zero.
Here it is. Too much male testosterone on Hannity tonight. Here it is. Here come the comments. They're going to come flying in on X right now. You're on your own on that one. All right. You actually said something about Michelle Obama. You said a vote for Trump.
Remember when, for sports fans, remember when Stephen A. Smith on First Take said that LeBron James did not attend Kobe Bryant's memorial service in 2020. And we knew he did. It was very well known. But Stephen A. Smith, he said he misspoke about that. He needed a clarification. But they just say shit like that to cause conflict. So, yeah, he said LeBron James did not attend Kobe Bryant's memorial and then corrected himself on Twitter.
Trump was a vote against you and a vote against women. Yeah. You took huge umbrage with that.
Yes, I did. And
what was that again? Sorry.
Michelle Obama. You said a vote for Trump was a vote against you and a vote against women. Yeah. You took huge umbrage with that.
Yes, I did, and I still do. I took umbrage against that when she said it. I did the same with her husband when he spoke to young black men in Pittsburgh and basically alluded to misogyny if folks didn't vote for Kamala Harris. And I just thought that I was highly offended by that because for a long time I think it's been a complete misnomer that black men don't revere black women. Where mamas and grandmamas and sisters and aunts helped raise us and make us into the men that we strive to be and aspire to be. And we've always revered them, and we have no problem supporting a woman if we agree with them. Talking about politically, if Kamala Harris is some.
It's a problem with men of every background to not want women in leadership positions. Men from, and I'll just make a broad statement about gender roles. They will allow a woman to be a leader of a house and a leader of the home and to do those deeds and to take care of the kids and blah, blah, blah. But they are hard. It's hard for them to accept women in leadership positions and women in authority positions above them. Men don't want to make less money in the relationship. They want to be the breadwinner and all that kind of stuff.
Somebody that most people thought could handle the job of being the president of the United States, she would have been the one to get 77+ million votes instead of Donald Trump.
When I talked to voters in Pennsylvania about Kamala, and they were like independents who leaned Trump, the first thing they brought up was Kamala sleeping her way to the top. She slept her way to the top. She's a woman. Women can't be president because she's too emotional. She is just going to cry and sleep with people and all that kind of stuff. First, that came up. Then they said, oh, she's not even actually black. She's Indian. That came up as the second point, and then they brought up another third point that was bullshit as well. But they always led with being mad about sex or race or whatever it might be, all social issues. In my personal experience.
They want to bring up the fact that she only lost by 1.5%, but she lost.
Thank you for $2, Corey.
Lost every swing state. She lost the male vote. She lost a lot of the black vote and the Hispanic vote compared to what Biden had done 4 years earlier. So it was a legitimate, bona fide, straight up loss. And it's the first time a Republican had won the popular vote, I think, since 2004, if I remember correctly. So the bottom line is it speaks for itself. And in the end, if she was strong enough and it resonated strong enough with more people with that 107 days she had to campaign, she would have won the election. If she was
Kelly, thank you for the gems. Thank you for donating jewels. I don't know how much those are, but thank you so much.
Strong enough, maybe she would have got past Iowa in 2020. If she was strong enough, maybe they would not have had to bypass a primary.
Yeah, we know Kamala was not a great candidate. Wait, why are we talking about Kamala? I'm confused. Wasn't Michelle Obama talking about sports? It's so weird. There's so many things happening in the world that matter. And Republicans are talking about a fake Russiagate conspiracy. They're talking about Kamala Harris still, and they're talking about Sydney Sweeney. Just admit you don't have any real concerns or problems, bro. If you have no problems, you are strong enough to confront, and you got to talk about reality TV show bullshit 24/7. It's just so. I was listening to him talk, like, okay, he's saying all the talking points over and over and over again. We don't like Kamala that much. What? Because she was on late night television? I'm just like. You just find yourself in another right-wing talking point trap again and again and again. But again, Stephen A. Smith has Tom Homan on his show. He has a bunch of other far right-wingers. He accepts their narratives with no... he's not critical at all. He shows no interest in going deeper into the conversations. He is... I don't even know. I think he uses it for popularity. He likes getting views. If he does controversial stuff, he's in the conversation.
In order for her to be in that situation where she was in a
No
position
scrutiny.
to succeed, Joe Biden.
Do you want to say now, tonight,
So what it is.
Hannity, you were right about President Trump. He's been a great president, an
No, I'm not saying that.
unbelievable,
I'm not
consequential,
saying that.
transformational 6 months.
No, I'm not
No, I
willing to
want
say
you
that.
to say
Let me
You
tell you why
should
I'm not
say,
going to
'cause
say. Hold on, let me
it
tell you why
is
I'm not going to say.
absolutely the truth.
Are you going to interrupt me? Let me tell you.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take them switching the conversation to this. I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. Now, let's see what he says as criticism.
Well, I'm not going to say it. Excuse me. I heard about the 10 trillion in investments
Come
for
on, make it come
manufacturing
back.
autos and semiconductors.
Those are fake. The actual investments come from the Chips and Science Act, from Joe Biden's administration. All the deals with the EU and Japan, they are not real. They are a projection for possible private investment. The trade deals, the so-called trade deals, have done nothing whatsoever other than raise American tariffs. And that means raising American taxes. Our import taxes have gone up. Nothing else happened in the trade deals. There's a reason that they said 100 days, 100 deals, and we got 0 deals in those number of days. 0 deals, or 90 days, 90 deals, whatever. It's all fake.
See,
Those are
it's closer to
pledges.
15 now.
All right, but those
Okay, pledges. He knows their pledges. Okay, good. Good. I'm used to people not knowing that. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy he knows their pledges.
are pledges. Let's see it actually reach fruition. I saw it.
Okay. Stephen A. Smith is proving me wrong in this conversation a little bit. Okay, good. I'm happy about that because he usually does really, really bad with this. Okay,
The
good.
jobs report, 113,000 jobs was expected in July.
Stephen
Only
A.
got about 73. I heard about it.
Stephen A.
Excuse me, hold on. Is the royal Russia and Ukraine still going on that he said he was going to end? I'm sorry, Israeli-Hamas
Stephen A.
conflict. Is that over? I mean, is that
Stephen
a
A.
perfect record here, Sean? You need to stop that about him. He's got.
Stephen
Oh, by the
A.
way, hold
no
on. One more
president
question.
has ever gotten the commitments for
Good.
pharmaceuticals,
Stephen A.
rare
I got
earths,
it. The
for
commitment.
semiconductor chips,
I want to see.
automobiles,
I want a
comeback.
commitment
here in
Oh,
America.
there's a lot of commitments that get made. It don't mean it reaches fruition. I need to see it. Last thing, by the way,
You just can't.
if the
You know
big,
what you
if
can't
the
do?
big beautiful
You can't
bill
say
is so
the
big and
words.
beautiful,
You were wrong.
Listen,
Just
if the
admit
big
it.
beautiful
You were
bill
wrong.
is so big and
You
beautiful,
were
then
wrong.
why?
Is this how Republicans debate people? Like, I thought they did this as a joke, but do they literally just say you are wrong over and over and over again with 0 actual points, bro? And they make these dumbass hand movements?
All of these other storylines. Why are y'all focusing on all of this other
What
stuff instead of
storyline?
pork?
You're
Excuse
wrong.
me.
Just like, say my daddy's good. My daddy's a good guy. I love him. Just, you're wrong.
Russian collusion. That's what we bringing up now. We bringing that up now. I mean, that's what we
Excuse
think
me.
about.
Do you,
I mean,
do you know
we really
anything
think
about? All right, tell me. All right, you're so smart. What is the Hillary Clinton bought and paid for Russian disinformation
Russian
dossier?
dossier.
What is it? I'm going to test you if you want to go down this road. We'll test you.
I'm not going down the road. The Steele dossier.
That's all made up shit,
dossier
too.
speaks for itself. I heard what you said about Hillary Clinton. There's a lot of evidence against. I understand that. What I'm saying, I'm not questioning the information. I'm not questioning the legitimacy of the story. I'm saying, with all the good things that you say Trump is doing, you would think he'd be talking a lot more about that stuff. He doesn't seem to be talking about that very much.
Okay, he is. We haven't added up the minutes. We will. But he speaks to the media nearly every day.
Oh, I know that.
Joe Biden.
What does he say to the media? I love Sydney Sweeney. She's a Republican. She's really hot. Like, what does he say to the media, bro? Jeffrey Epstein. Who cares about that guy? We got to go pledge more money to Israel today, guys.
Was incapable of doing
How
that.
can we talk about Epstein? We have more. We have other things to do.
There you go. That's your party.
I mean, I didn't deny that.
Okay, you say you're a Democrat. You're now part of the party of Mamdani, of Jasmine
I'm not.
Crockett.
Hold on,
You're the party of
This is how they debate black people. They just laugh. I mean, it is possible that, like, bringing on someone, you know, they know the audience is going to disagree with them, and it's going to be funny seeing an angry black person on the screen. I could see that being a thing, maybe. I could see it. Because they want Stephen A. to be one of the good ones, right? So, from their perspective.
Kamala
I'm
Harris,
not.
you're the
No, I'm
party
not.
Kelly,
of
thank you again.
Grandpa Bernie,
hold on, let me be very
AOC,
clear.
the squad,
Let me be
the
very clear.
Wait,
anti-Semitic
why are we talking about Bernie AOC? Is he going to say anti-Semitism?
members of the squad.
Oh, anti-Semitic, dude. Oh, I brought up Israel as a joke, bro. Oh, I literally just said, how can we talk about Epstein and other issues? We got to talk about Israel, guys. How did he divert it back to that?
Pontus, Grandpa Bernie,
Hold on, let me be very
AOC,
clear.
the squad,
Let me be
the
very clear.
anti-Semitic members of the squad.
Oh, you gonna throw your boy
That's
under the bus
party.
like that? You gonna throw your boy under the bus like that, Sean? You know good and well I wouldn't vote for Mamdani. I wouldn't vote for AOC. I don't like the way Jasmine Crockett is talking. I don't think that helps the
All right, I
Democratic
have a
Party.
last question.
I don't like
Exit
that.
question. Who are the leaders of your party right now? It's not Hakeem Jeffries and it's not Chuck Schumer. It's all.
They ask this question, too, Like, who is your leader? As if we need a cult leader in the party. They don't talk about policy. They don't talk about helping people. They talk about leaders and personalities. They're like, Hillary Clinton go to jail, Obama go to jail, the fake Russia, the anti-Semitic, blah, blah. They don't talk about any actual issues. And I have people call into my show and say, who's your leader anyway? We have a dad. Where's your dad at? How are we going to have our dads fight each other? And it's like, dude, chill. It's politics. It's not a reality TV show. Speaking of reality TV shows, who is your leader, dude? Who's your leader? We have our leader. Who is that Pokemon?
Those names I mentioned.
Sean, there is no leader for the Democratic Party. That's why they're in trouble. There is no leader.
You don't need one singular leader. I mean, like John Ossoff, Wes Moore, Josh Shapiro, AOC, Mamdani. Like, you have Chris Murphy. There's a plethora of leaders. Meanwhile, the Republican Speaker of the House shut down all of Congress to delay the Epstein files. The president got his name redacted from 100,000 different locations in the Epstein files. And now, Mike Johnson, the guy who shut down Congress to avoid voting on the Epstein files, is skipping town to be in Israel to go to illegal West Bank settlements and to participate in war crimes. Unironically, because they're illegal settlements, and he is there worshiping the Greater Israel Project of exterminating Gaza. So, like, who's your leader? What are your leaders doing?
That's why they're in
Repeat
trouble.
after me. Trump's doing a great job.
I'm not. No. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
We love you. Stephen A.,
Same here,
I did
bro.
not like the cheap shot. What you do, you're the best at it. Hey, Sean Hannity.
Yeah, same here, bro, too. It's like Stephen A. Smith is going to go on here and help launder the reputation of Fox News. Charlemagne did this, too, to be honest. Although Trump got really mad at Charlemagne and freaked out as well. Yeah, bro, it's one big club. You ain't in it, bro. I don't mean that strictly on the way that Carlin said it, but in a way, it's easier to swallow going on Fox News when you're rich. When you're rich, the other stuff doesn't affect you as much that they do. In terms of Stephen A. Smith being a black man doing that, really interesting how they approach that conversation. And Charlemagne on Laura Trump's show, really interesting. Has Trump ever yelled at Stephen A. Smith on Twitter? I really don't know. Nice. Guys, I got no callers. I even did the new title of Soy Boy Superstream, Liberal Cries About Trump, and it's not working. I don't know what to do, guys. Can I just put a bunch of names of popular YouTubers? We're going to put Charlie Kirk, Benny Johnson, Hassan. We're going to put Kyle Kulinski. We're going to put Joe Rogan. Okay, wait. Kyle Kulinski, Joe Rogan. We're going to put Theo Vaughn. And we'll put Donald Trump. Okay. We'll put Donald Trump. And also, we will do... who's another big person? We'll do Tim Pool. Alright. Alright, guys. I have a bunch of different famous people on my title, so it should work. We might have to call it a night, though, guys. I appreciate all the support. We're just not getting any callers tonight. It happens. Every now and then, you're going to have a... I pee sitting down? Yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. I definitely pee sitting down at home. In public, I don't. But at home, if I'm going to pee at night, dude, I'm not trying to aim in the dark. I'm just not doing it. I'll be sitting down. I will be sitting down. Now, I know you can't sit down to pee because you think about gay stuff when you do that, and I support you, but I don't have the same issues as you do with that insecurity. I'm confident that I am not gay. You are confident that you are gay, but you don't want to think about it because it's traumatic for you, and you can't sit down to pee because you'll think about it for whatever reason because you think it's feminine to do that, and you don't want to be feminine with your butt out, sitting down on the toilet all spread out. And I get it. I get it, but I don't deal with those same things that you do, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. The phone lines are closed? The phone lines are literally open, dude. I can see the calls. I just got one call right when you said that. I'll call you back. My final thing tonight, I'm going to bed. I have no viewers.
Hello, it's Terry.
Hi, this is the YouTube.
Hola, hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. So I ran into you like in May, because I was recovering from shoulder surgery, and I found a guy that, although he's a lot younger, kind of thinks the way I do. So this isn't going to be a lot of pushback. I want to know
Shoulder
where.
surgery. Okay.
Yeah, it's brutal. I want to know where you get your news.
Oh my. I don't even know where I get my news, to be honest. I get news from pretty much everywhere. I scroll through social media. I go to different sources that I see pop up. I try to verify as much as I can with like information from on the ground or official verified documents. I try to look at court cases when I can because that's going to be verified information. It's a good place to find verified information as much as you possibly can because you'll be under threat of like perjury and you can't lie in courtrooms or present false evidence usually, and you have to litigate actual facts there. But in general, if I see like a Politico or an Axios or an AP, I mean, I'll look at every media source depending on, what the topic is. And I look more at like who the reporter is, because you can have a good reporter from any media station. It's not the same person at CNN or MSNBC or whatever. They have good people, bad people. It really depends on who and what information they give.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I have like a subscription to Apple News, which gives me pretty wide access to Wall Street Journal, right? I try not to read too many of the commentaries. Those guys are just as bad as Fox News, but the articles are really good. And then I also have the New York Times, which is, and when I see it, like you, when I see something that interests me, I Google it and I research it. And I've looked at court documents too, but, I see so many of these people, uninformed people, that all they do is they get whatever's sent to them on TikTok.
Well, I can tell you one thing really quick as an example. So right now, the Trump admin and Fox News are on a full propaganda wave about Obama setting up a fake Russia scandal to make Trump look bad, pretty much. And their information that they say they got from it is from a hidden room in the FBI office with burn bags of materials that were going to be burned. And this is evidence the deep state was going to hide information. So, like, obviously, it's really stupid because why is there a hidden room with burn bags? And if the deep state wanted to hide it, why did they not burn the burn bags? And now they're saying
something
that
they'd never have to prove.
And
right?
I can go back and see, like, the Republicans, even Marco Rubio confirmed Russia meddled in the election in 2020. Trump himself confirmed it. So I can look back and see the actual investigations the Senate has done and or the Congress in general, that the Congress has done. And see what information they found from it, see what the dossiers have said, like what they actually have said, and look at just what Marco Rubio and Trump have said and the conflicting testimonies they've given, or at least the statements they've given. And so even conceptually, the idea there's some deep state with zero information, they have a hidden room with a burn bag, and they just did not burn the stuff. They left it here for Trump to find, apparently. There's crucial information that could frame the entire deep state. It's so easily spotted, but there really are people who hear that and they don't think critically at all. They just believe whatever Fox News says.
No, it's lazy in one sense, but if that's all you know, how are you going to know any different? I mean, if that's what you have to really look underneath, to get.
Well, they don't want to, right?
Facts.
They don't want to know different. They want to believe what they believe. It's kind of like a religion in a sense that they're not going to listen to information of how other Christians believe in Christianity, or even open those conversations, because they believe they found the right way to look at things, and any conflicting information has to be fake. It has to be your enemy, because you already found out the truth, and your truth is the truth. And if someone else has a different opinion, then you're just going to say they're evil or whatever for disagreeing. And you choose leaders to give you your opinion. So that my opinions, I have turned against people. I have turned towards people when it comes to leaders. I'm not tied to politicians. I've criticized every leader I've ever liked or even enjoyed listening to or enjoyed their leadership. I've jumped on different teams. I fluctuated from center right on issues to pretty far left on issues. So I'm all over the place. But it's hard talking to Americans because they're not. And being too good faith in conversations can make you look bad, because you look flimsy because Republicans and Democrats at the extremes, and the Republicans are dominated by their extremes, but they can seem confident because they can make shit up, or they could just they have their very key points they want to rely on and narratives they want to rely on. But if you look for the truth, you might seem like you're unsure in a conversation or not confident. But in reality, the discipline to say when you don't know things shows someone who's thinking and someone who actually cares. If someone claims to always have the answers and they just, I'm always right, I have the answers, I don't have any questions, I need to ask about this, that person is almost definitely lying, because everyone should be looking for answers and be skeptical of information when it first comes out.
Yeah, instead of just getting locked into the Fox bubble, and it's not even what they say; it's what they don't say. I mean, Trump would do the craziest thing, and they'll spend the whole day, every show, talking about Obama or Biden. It's what they don't cover. It's just a propaganda arm as of now.
Well, even on the left, to be honest, and the thing with the right wing is that the radical faction that took over are white nationalists and Christian nationalists. They're anti-liberal, and by anti-liberal I mean they're anti like our Constitution and stuff. So they're very dangerous. It does happen on the left though, to a much lesser extent. Even the people that believe like Joe Biden was in perfect health the entire presidency, obviously he was not. I knew in 2020 he was not in good health. Now Trump is also in terrible health. If you cannot admit they are both in terrible health, then you have no standing, in my opinion. But there are people who believe that Joe Biden was amazing. There's nothing wrong. He should have kept running, and the election was stolen for against Democrats. But the difference is that part of the Democratic Party is like 5% of the party. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, it's like 80% of them. When it comes to the radical factions that believe only things they hear or whatever they hear.
And the Republicans, they're just going to paint all Democrats by that 5%, which isn't true. I've been a Democrat my whole life, and I voted Democrat. I think the first time was who ran against Reagan the first time.
When did Mondale run? When was that?
Yeah, maybe it was Mondale. Yeah.
No, that was 84. What was 80? I forget 80. Who did Reagan run against? I know that was 84.
Carter for a second term. It was Carter for a second term. Yeah.
Was it Carter again? I forgot Carter even ran again because he lost so bad.
I know, right? Well, anyway, I've been a Democrat my whole life. I'm still a Democrat. I'm a lot more conservative than I used to be. But there's a room for everybody in this party.
Well, Biden got attacked by liberals when he was doing his bills for like Chips and Science and Inflation Reduction Act, because most of the money and infrastructure plan, most of the money went to red states. And they said to Biden, these people hate you so much. They want to put you in jail. If they get power again, they want to jail your whole family and watch you burn on a stake. And they said, like, Biden, like, why do you want to do this if all the money's going to red states? Because they see it as a team sport. And Biden said just simply because they need these policies more. It's going to help them more. But he got zero reward for it whatsoever. He always stressed out to say, there's Republicans and then there's extremist MAGA Republicans. He made a huge effort to differentiate that. He got zero credit for being kind or civil whatsoever. So I understand Democrats who want to give up on that kind of stuff.
Or really, he knew how government worked. He got that the transportation bill and the Chips and Science Act because he knows how government works. And
but no one cares.
He did it. The Fox News and the purveyors of lies aren't going to know. But in the end, it's going to be left up to history. But I think he's going to be one of the most successful.
Well, Biden,
presidents,
when it comes to legislation, but he never took credit for the stuff like Trump did. He needed better branding to put his name on different things. Like, no one cares about Biden passing a bill that's going to make a battery factory be built in West Virginia in 2027. Right. And Trump's going to get credit for it now. They're going to think Trump did it. All this new private investment from the Chips and Science Act with the collaboration of subsidies and tax credits. If Trump does anything with that, Biden's going to get credit. So like it's so tough. And yeah, I try to separate politicians versus the voters and everything. But it's really a tough conversation. Like Trump can say we are vermin and savages and immigrants are savages at eating cats and dogs and all this crazy shit. Biden at one time said that people who say Puerto Rico is an island of garbage, they are garbage themselves for saying that. And Biden got eviscerated. There is such a double standard. It's not even a double standard. It's worse than that.
Or the deplorables. Yeah, it's always been.
They called us deplorable, and Trump's like, we should kill every liberal. It's like, oh well, he says things. It's like, okay.
These people that are worried about the economy now. Wait till 6 months. Wait till a year. It's just he changed the way the whole world system works, and it's just going to be. It's going to get
And
ugly.
it benefited us. The world system benefited us, but he convinced
Yeah.
Americans we're being screwed over. But they won't tax the wealthy who have all the money from the trade deals. We could have America's super wealthy, but they don't want to tax the wealthy to actually share the wealth. They are so. It's so annoying. The corporations move the jobs. I don't even know why. Like, politicians pass the trade policies, but the corporations cut jobs. The corporations invest in AI and robotics. The corporations profit and then steal our, security, steal our private information. They ship the jobs overseas. It's a free market thing. But when you talk to the American people, they're like, "Oh, we can't tax them. They're the job creators. They're the ones killing the jobs." If we're being honest, but they always focus on the wrong enemies.
Leo Leonard and what's that? Leo Leonard. The guy who, not Judicial Watch, what's the other one that picks the judges? Those guys, he teamed up with a Supreme Court justice, I think it was Powell or somebody back in the early 70s, because they didn't like the way the Warren Court was favoring people against businesses. So that's when they decided to start funding and change the judges. And look, it's happening. I think the whole country went downhill once Citizen United got passed, and corporate money just took over.
Yeah, and I think Democrats are going to run on that, so it should be good if they run on that. I think they'll be popular. Like John Ossoff from Georgia, I think John Ossoff would be a great candidate. He's probably my number one pick, to be honest. In terms of he balances, he's white, that helps with the electorate. And everyone knows that at this point. Like we know. And I would be fine. Yeah, I would be fine with an AOC. I don't think she'll be ready yet. I think she needs more experience and probably move up to the Senate first. Yeah, go for the Senate first.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably could, and she can wield a microphone really effectively. People tend to vote for people like that, and I like the idea that Republicans will attack her for being a bartender before she was a politician, because I know people who are like bartenders and stuff who would be extremely mad about that, and it would really help her. The elitism against someone like her would probably make up for some of the other issues she would have for being so far left. Hey man, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, dude, keep up the good work, man. I see. I'm just saddened by some of the comments you get. Some of the people that really just don't take the time to educate themselves. It's their responsibility. It's going to be your country. I'm not going to be lied too much more, but Jesus, I remember. Here's the difference in school this time. When I was in 7th grade, my teacher brought in a TV and we watched the Watergate hearings.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Now, everybody's on their phone doing TikTok and...
Well, now they would support Watergate, to be honest. Now Watergate happens every day and no one cares.
Well, first of all, you're not going to get the same people that you had up on the dais, Those people were all professional. The Republicans and the Democrats all worked together just to find the truth. Now it's not 5 minutes trying to kill each other and score political points and not answer questions. It was amazing to go back and watch it. It just can't happen today. It's a different set of people that are serving us in Congress now.
Yeah, it's the populism. A lot of terrible people are elected officials now, and we've always had that. But before they were responsible assholes, and now they're irresponsible assholes who are willing to, like, before the corruption was controlled, it was not going to destroy the entire system. But now they're getting to the point where they're selling off every part of America, and trying to make profits from foreign governments. And I think China completely took us over. They're winning the current Cold War, dominating us and interfering with our intelligence operations. Russia as well. They're tearing us apart piece by piece from the inside. It's not good. I'm gonna try to get like someone on here. I want to let you finish that thought.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to get someone who disagrees. No one talked to me yet tonight, so no one did it yet.
Right.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Take care, man.
No, you had something you were gonna say.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, okay.
You
all right,
take
man.
care.
Yeah, thank you too, man.
All right, bye.
I see. Where's the debate? None of you are calling, dude. None of you are calling. None of you are calling. None of you are. No, that was gonna be a good thumbnail. I was gonna take a picture of that. Here's my thumbnail. 1 second. Here's my thumbnail for my YouTube video later that I have to upload. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect thumbnail.
Call from.
Hello.
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 So I was reading your chat, and everyone's like, "You're not debating the MAGA guy." So I'm your MAGA guy,
Ew.
and I was wondering if you want to pick a topic, we can debate on it, or if you want to, whatever you'd like.
Why do you think we're cutting healthcare from 20 million Americans through Medicaid?
Why do you think we are?
Yeah, why do you
Or
think
why
we
are we?
Why do you think we are?
So you want to talk? So the debate is the Medicaid cuts. Why do you think I think that's a good idea, and why you think?
Well,
It's a
why
bad
is Trump
idea
cutting
for-
Medicaid when he promised not to?
He's a politician. He lies. Every politician lies.
Well, like Biden expanded healthcare access, and that was a promise he kept. But Trump said he was going to keep healthcare at least, but now he's cutting healthcare. So that's a little bit of a different kind of lie.
Well, like I said, every politician lies in their own sense, right? Which is why, for a point, is why I think the Democrats lost this election, is because they were putting forth more of an identity politics and trying to attack Trump instead of putting forth actual policies and educating the public.
Can you name one policy Kamala ran on?
Can I name one policy Kamala ran on?
Yeah.
No.
Did you watch the debate
can't.
with Trump and Kamala?
Yeah, I did.
She talked about her small business loans, her tax credit plans for children and also for businesses. She talked about expanding Medicare to cover at-home costs. She talked about policies. I just think you cared more about identity issues. She never talked about herself being a woman or a woman of color or anything during the entire campaign. She actively ran away from it. So I think that's more of a self-report from yourself if you don't know one policy she ran on.
And that is my fault. Why?
Because you said you watched the debate with her and Trump, and if you watched it, you would have heard some of those policies, and you don't know one policy, so you don't care about the policies. If you cared about the policies, you would know at least one of them.
So perfect. So that's a good point, and that's the point I was trying to get at. You just said it yourself. I don't know the policies, right? So does 67 million other people. Well, not everybody is an educated voter.
No, I understand that, but you could have heard. It's not that hard to understand. I don't know, giving tax cuts to people. I don't know, or cracking down on price gouging. She ran on that too.
Well, I get that, but when there's a political atmosphere as it is today, and it's not like the 60s or 70s, when it's now, Trump saw the political atmosphere. He grabbed it and capitalized on it. Whether people agree with how he did it or not,
I
played the
agree
game
with
to
that
his
part,
favor.
but I'm saying he's bad. I know he's a manipulator. He's a good marketer. His whole career is getting daddy's money and then being a reality TV star and branding deals. He made his money from being a star and doing good marketing. So, of course he's good at that.
Translated that in so the Democrats.
I agree with that. No one disagrees.
Attacking Trump, the Democrats, to win, they need to start playing the game the way the Republicans are playing the game.
That's my question for everyone then, because you can kind of say oh, I like the way Trump campaigned better, but I know the way Democrats govern is better, and I wish Americans could make decisions based off that and not based off of whatever the shiny object is. I know, but you could change that yourself. You could change that for yourself if you wanted to.
Not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people have the time.
I'm saying you can. I'm saying you could.
Well,
you watched the whole
personally?
debate. You could know one policy she talked about. It's not that hard. I mean, I know people that can recite Tom Brady's stats for the past 50 years, and they can talk about stats with fantasy football for days and days and days, but they can't name one policy for Kamala Harris, and they say they hate her, and she's going to bring communism to America, but they don't care. They just don't care about it.
Well, do you think people just didn't want to listen to her policies? Because me, I was turned off completely.
Yeah, that's why.
Now, I might not
Trump
sound
won,
this. I might not sound like it, but I'm independent. This was my first time voting for Trump.
Okay.
So, and the reason why I didn't follow Kamala Harris the way that I looked at Joe Biden and the way I looked at Mitt Romney and Obama, which was when I first was able to vote, was because of how the Democrats did what they did to Joe Biden and didn't go through a primary. And through Kamala as an 100-day
The Republicans never had a primary either, but
not in this sense. When they basically Nancy Pelosi.
What do you think is worse, like January 6th? Or well, there was no back room. It was done in public. It was done at the convention by delegates at the convention, which are elected by voters of the party.
you know Pelosi was pulling strings. I mean, come on. She's one of the
whole
most powerful
party
Democrats
agreed at that point it was going to be the vice president. It was not just Pelosi. It was the whole party. The voters as well wanted that to happen.
Talking about Joe Biden getting out.
Yeah, Joe Biden getting out. Okay. The voters wanted Joe Biden to stay in initially for the beginning of the race, and then the voters said after the debate, we want him out, and they want Kamala in. Every poll said that, and the delegates voted in accordance. And if you compare that to Trump on January 6th and giving pardons to violent cop beaters who beat cops with American flag poles and tased them and gouged their eyes out, I just don't think there's any comparison there. Like, I just think the American people, many of them, have selective hearing based off of their biases. And I'm not saying people are racist or whatever, because I think Kamala's pretty annoying. I don't like her at all. But the fact that Trump is literally a dumbass, brain-dead moron. Like, he really is a piece of shit. And people see him as like a messiah. And I'm not saying that's you, by the way. I mean like the people who think he's like saving America. He's without Trump, he would have, we would have fallen off the cliff and been overrun by illegal migrant savages like that.
No, that's no, I'm on you with that one. But that's the political atmosphere right now. I mean, if you research back in the FDR times, right? FDR was on record of going against the media. Now it's a different type of media, obviously, because we didn't have social media back in the 40s and 50s. But he was going against the media. Nixon suppressed the media with water.
But pardoning cop beaters is unprecedented. Like, disrupting the peaceful transition of power is unprecedented. That never happened before.
That's January 6th?
Yeah, and then giving pardons to the same people that beat the shit out of cops with American flag poles is insane. And the Republicans just don't give a shit. It's actually kind of crazy.
When I speak to Republican voters, the thing that I see more of we were just the last 100, 200 days was really the swing of it all. I mean, you got your core base on each side, right? I'll give 40% each side. I might be too strong on that, but I give 40% no matter who's on the ticket, Republican or Democrat, they're going to vote party lines. So then you got to go in the middle. And the way it was just hashed out, I mean, it was just so quick that I believe if you don't believe that Pelosi and any of those Democrats in the back rooms, and I say back rooms in general terminology, was pulling strings and basically sabotaged Biden from the start to get him out.
They weren't from the start. It was after Biden had the worst debate performance we had, until Trump versus Kamala.
Well, Biden had the worst debate performance, but don't you think that's because he wasn't prepped correctly? And
it's like, he's too old. He's way too old. But, like, again, Trump gave pardons to known cop beaters and child predators, and no one cares.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, I know. It's just like in America, once you put personal grievances and anger over actual American values, over law enforcement, as long as that law enforcement is against your guy, or if you just vote based on emotions of being angry at Kamala for being like an annoying woman because you think she's a woman, and they're going to say, oh, you're not even really black the whole campaign. If you're going to say cats and dogs are being eaten by patient savages, if you want to say all immigrants are evil pieces of garbage, poisoning America and our nation's blood, if Americans are going to vote for that bullshit and all these tariffs and shit, they don't even feel the impacts yet, but we're going to. It's just like eventually, and I think Democrats need to be better. But the reason people still support Trump to this day after the election is unforgivable. I just don't know how you can support like alligator Alcatraz and the treatment of immigrants and all this, and possibly giving a pardon to Ghislaine Maxwell on top of it. It's just like, how can you possibly defend that stuff?
Well, the pardon talk is a media push point, and Trump says a lot of things
about who? About Ghislaine?
Yeah, it's a shock value.
She got moved to a minimum. Wait. She got moved to a minimum security prison. She's the only convicted sex trafficker in a minimum security prison in our federal system right now because of talking to Trump's people. She's getting a sweetheart deal for some reason.
Well, cooperators can go to low security prisons.
Why do they need her cooperation to absolve
Well,
Trump's name?
I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm saying policy, because I was curious too. Policy in DOJ.
So we're putting immigrants in Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, and they're getting their own feces out of the toilets with no water pressure there, and with their own hands putting that feces in bags when they shit, and eating maggot-infested food, and Republicans are celebrating this bullshit. Meanwhile,
where's that?
a convicted in Florida, but of course y'all don't pay attention to the shit actually happening. But the sex trafficker, the convicted sex. Look up the information on Alligator Alcatraz. Look up the testimonies. Look up the actual research and surveillance of the grounds. But when we talk about like the convicted sex trafficker, she gets to go into a minimum security, cushy federal prison, out of the high security. And now MAGA is talking as if Jelaine is actually the victim in this when she ran a multi-level marketing scheme for young girls to bring other young girls in to be abused after handpicking them out of Mar-a-Lago, with Trump knowing about that happening.
I'm not defending any of that.
Well, you are kind of defending it because you don't think it's not a line for you. It's not bad. It's not bad enough for you.
It's a policy thing.
No, it's not a policy thing. It's a normal human thing.
Well, because it's Ghislaine Maxwell, she's all over the news.
Trafficker.
But there's many examples in past history where cooperators get sent from a high security and medium security facility to a low security to an outside camp minimum security facility.
She's a known liar in court.
Well,
that's for him.
That's for them to decide.
Trump's personal defense attorney is now a U.S. government attorney, and he's
meeting
with her.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
the guy who did Trump's personal defense.
We just wait it out. I'm just going to wait it out till it gets in the court.
So if Joe Biden, if Joe Biden was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein's wife, and then Joe Biden wished her well when she was being sent to prison, and then Joe Biden was meeting with her privately to give her some type of plea deal or a pardon when his names are brought up in the Epstein files, and now she's in a minimum security prison, and Trump instructed, by the way, 1,000 FBI agents to remove 100,000 mentions of Trump's name from the files. If Biden did that shit, you'd be calling for his head on a pike. And now that it's Donald
Trump,
didn't
Biden release the files?
Because you have a sexual relationship with Trump. You have some type of Trump sexual homoerotic relationship with Trump. You have to be able to defend the abuse of children.
I never
like this
said that.
Insane.
I'm not defending him at all. I just said a policy thing. That's all.
It's not just a policy thing.
You want an opinion and policy or two. I'm just debating on the policy that's written in the United States law. That's the policy. If you don't like the law, then the politicians themselves have to change that law.
We're talking about the president using executive authority like pardon power, dangling it over a convicted sex trafficker's head to clear their name of their relationship to said sex trafficker.
Well,
using the FBI to clear their name from the files and acting really sketchy.
There's no information that the pardon was offered, and Congress turned down the immunity. So there's no actual solid evidence that he offered a pardon or even mentioned.
Okay, if you want to be a pushover cuck on it, you can be that. It's whatever.
No, I'm not pushover cuck.
Again, you did not know one policy of Kamala Harris this election, and you voted for Trump happily. It's pathetic.
No, I'm just saying. I said the policy, man. That's
you're talking about it, but you're talking about Americans as if you're not an American voter. And this is the issue with men in America right now. You guys have no personal responsibility whatsoever. You should know one policy of the person you're voting against. I know Trump's policies. I knew Trump's policies. That's why I voted against him. I knew all the policies. I knew the Libertarian candidates' policies. I knew the Green Party candidates' policies. And you couldn't do work to watch a damn debate with Kamala and Trump on the TV screen and remember one damn thing she said. Do you not think that's an issue with yourself?
It could be. Definitely
could be. And I'm sorry to be hard on you. I don't want to be hard on you, but this is our country falling apart. And by the way,
I told you why I didn't like it.
What I'm saying is if you can be involved, I'm not saying you should you need to vote like liberal or vote Kamala Harris, but you could at least find out which politicians are actually good, and maybe you could join us and help us pick better Democrats instead of voting
I will never vote for someone
traffickers.
that does 100-day without the primary ever in my life, ever. I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat.
What did I just say? I said you don't need to vote for Kamala, but you could be voting for actual politicians you're making educated decisions over.
Like I said, if it's Republican or Democrat, if they went through the same thing that they did to Biden, I will never vote for him.
Stop talking about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I'm talking about you and your value as a person who can actually look at elections and understand what you're voting for.
Do you want to know why I voted for Trump?
Is it trans or immigration?
It's immigration. not
Yeah,
trans.
I know.
I
Because
could
there's only
give,
two
I
issues
could
you
give
care
two
about.
shits less.
You only,
I could give two shits less
Republicans only
about
care about
trans.
trans issues or immigration, or
Well,
abortion.
they break.
The big thing.
Well, when people break the law and they come to this country illegally, they should be kicked out. And the only reason why the Democrats brought them in and kept them in there is because they wanted to give them voting rights.
So, like, for example,
And they wanted to up their numbers.
So you're okay with Trump giving a pardon to violent cop beaters?
Again, never said that.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Every
You
politician
voted on
isn't
immigration on
perfect.
the basis of it being illegal.
Every politician isn't perfect. There's negatives and positives.
Oh,
of
every
people.
politician isn't perfect. Oh, it's
Like
just not
Kamala
being
Harris
perfect.
locked up a
Trump
bunch of
actively-
minorities for smoking weed in
Kamala
California.
Harris
I'm not going to
followed-
vote for that.
Kamala Harris followed the law in California. Wow, but Donald Trump, you're pathetic, dude.
Donald
You're a
Trump
piece of
following
shit.
the law.
No, you're a piece of shit.
Donald
You're a
Trump
piece of
is
shit.
following the
You're a
immigration
piece of
law.
shit. You're a piece of shit. No, he pardoned January 6 people.
Now
who
we're changing the
tased
subject
cops.
to January 6th. I'm saying
He
immigration. I said why I
pardoned
voted for
people
him.
who poked cops' eyeballs
This
out.
is why
and you,
in
and
the
you act like
beginning
you
of
give
the
a shit about
call-
law.
This is why in the beginning
You
of
don't
the
give a
call
shit
I
about
asked
law.
what topic
You don't
did
give a
you
shit
want to
about
talk
law.
about?
You don't give a
Because
shit about
every
law
time,
whatsoever. You don't give a shit about
every
law.
time you don't
You don't give a shit about
you're either
law, though.
losing
We're
an
talking about
argument,
law. We're
so you're
talking
trying to
about
trigger.
law.
That's
We're
fine.
talking
You're trying
about
to trigger. I know
law.
you're trying.
I'm not trying to trigger you. You sound like a dumbass. I'm talking about
You are.
laws.
You're personally attacking. I haven't personally attacked you once.
I'm
Not one
allowed
time.
to say you're stupid. If you want to cry
Not
about
one
it, you can
time
do
did I
that too.
personally act. I'm not crying.
Okay,
I'm
don't
saying
cry
you
about it. Don't cry
personally
about it. Don't
attacked
cry
me.
about it. Personally attack. I don't give a shit. Personally attack me. I don't like people who defend cop beaters or sex predators.
I mean, you're losing an argument, so you're just personally attacking and starting insulting.
Okay, if you were winning the argument, your response would include an argument. You would not just keep on saying you're losing the argument. You realize that. Respond to points.
I mean, look at your comments. Name calling means you lost the
again,
debate.
okay. Make some points to respond to me. If you're
You
winning the
called
argument,
him a
make
piece
arguments.
of shit.
Make arguments. You're crying still. You're crying still. Make
Not
arguments.
crying.
Oh,
Okay,
then
my
make an
argument
argument.
first. Illegal immigration. People who come to this country illegally should be deported immediately. Democrats
Every
didn't do it because they wanted
politician,
to up the
every
numbers.
president deports immigrants. Biden deported more
Let's look
people
at
than
the
Trump did.
stats.
So did Obama.
Look at the stats.
Do you think Obama did not deport people?
Obama deported people. Obama made the cages.
Yeah, I know. But then Trump won the presidency based on
And you voted for
immigration.
that.
I didn't vote for that. I voted for Obama, but not for that. I didn't vote for Obama. I was too young. But regardless,
So now
do you
you're
realize
saying you
how
voted
that's
for someone
stupid?
that did
Do you
that
realize
put
I didn't
people
vote
in
for Obama? I was
cages.
too young. I was too young. No, but I did not vote for. I
You're
was
too
against
young
Obama
now.
for that
You said
reason.
you
I was
voted
against that
for
policy.
Obama,
But the
but now
thing
you voted
is,
against
you were
Obama.
against the Democrats
one
because
is
they're
it?
too easy on immigration. I was too. You are a very dumb person.
You just said you voted for Obama. Then you said you're too young to vote for Obama. Then you said you didn't vote for Obama.
Yeah, the two last points go together. I couldn't vote
How
for
does
Obama.
that go together? You
But I
didn't
was
vote for
against
Obama.
that.
You voted
So the
for
thing
him,
is,
and then
like,
you're
when-
too young.
This is how Trump won. This is how Trump won. This is how Trump won. This is how
But
he won.
so Obama
This is
put
how he
people
won.
in
This is how Trump
cages.
won. This is how Trump won. The thing. Do you think Trump won off of immigration in 2016?
Do I think Trump won off immigration in 2016?
Yeah.
No.
What did he win on?
Multitude of other things besides immigration.
The number one issue people voted for Trump on every poll was immigration. Okay, and people
What poll?
said Democrats were too easy. Any poll you could find.
In 2016.
Yes, and people said Obama was too easy on immigrants, therefore they had to elect Donald Trump. So why would people say Obama's too easy on immigration, but Trump is needed to be harder on it? What is the difference in Obama and Trump's immigration policy if Obama also had the cages?
Well, Biden let them come in. He didn't stop them.
Obama and Trump. Why did people think Trump was better on immigration than Obama?
Trump's actually closing the border.
Obama and Trump. Again, Obama and Trump. Why did people think if Obama was so hard on the cages on immigrants, why would people think Trump is going to be harder on immigrants than Obama if they had the same policies?
They didn't have the same policies at all.
Their policies were very similar on the border. Tom Homan came in under Obama's administration.
Well, let's go 2016 immigration. The poll number.
My question is, if Democrats and Republicans both have high immigration numbers or high deportation numbers, why do people view Trump as harder on it than Obama was?
I have no idea.
Probably because Trump just called them savages and rapists. Is probably the reason.
Well, I mean, Obama had a catch and release policy. That's one thing. Trump ended that.
Well, do you think immigrants are good for America?
Illegal immigrants, yes, if they go through the right process.
So, are you against the Trump admin celebrating a net negative of immigration in total in America right now?
I am celebrating the net negative of illegal immigration.
Well, no, they're talking about legal immigration too. Even tourism's down. Student visas are down. Workers coming for like doctors is down by a lot. Scientific researchers are down by a lot. Every form of immigration is collapsing now.
Compared to what?
Compared to before Trump.
So all time. So the numbers went up.
Compared to before Trump.
So Trump in 2016, the numbers went down, then Biden went up, and then Trump went down.
This Trump administration is way worse than the first one. Like right now, we're
Of
losing
course,
medical
it's the second
researchers.
term. That's fine. First off, vacation tourism isn't an issue.
Yeah, it is if you rely on it. If you don't care about Americans who have businesses who make money off of tourism, that's fine. But it does matter if we lose $50 billion in tourism per year. And tax revenue, that's not good for the deficit. It's not good for the economy. It's good to have tourism.
So are you okay with illegal immigrants coming into this country?
No one wants illegal immigration.
The Democrats did.
No.
They could have stopped it and they didn't.
Democrats wanted to change the asylum laws around immigration to make the immigration system work, but Republicans denied that bill. Or
well,
actually,
that bill is
Republicans
denied
read
on
a
a
bill too.
multitude of things, and if you haven't read the bill,
Oh, like what? Like what? Like
I advise
what?
you to read the
Like
entire
what?
bill.
Like what? Like what?
Like what?
Yeah, like what? What was in the bill?
On the actual bill?
Yeah, what was in the bill? What did they say no to it?
It didn't all focus on immigration.
Like what else was on it?
It kept policies that were in place that went against Trump, and the policies that actually worked. It wasn't all sounding bill. Yes, it looks great on cover, but it doesn't look good when you actually read the actual bill.
The immigration bill was written by the most conservative Republican in our U.S. Congress. Langford from Oklahoma. It's the most conservative immigration bill in American history.
It didn't end Title 42.
It's the most conservative immigration bill in U.S. history. It included a huge increase to people who can handle immigration legal hearings. When it comes to asylum seekers, it had numbers to cap asylum seekers and how many people could come in at the border. It changed U.S. law in a way that could, it was supported by the Border Patrol as well. It was supported by them.
Trump gave him money.
Trump said no to it. Well, right now we're giving ICE agents a $50,000 sign-on bonus. You realize that?
Which is a good thing. That is a great thing. Federal employees, especially
so
federal law
why are you
enforcement,
against
do
the
not
border
make
bill that
enough
gave
money.
them money? Why are you against the border patrol, the border bill that Trump got deleted under Biden?
It didn't do enough.
You're kind of changing your argument.
I didn't. I said it didn't end Title 42. I said that before. That's one thing. We have to end Title 42.
Are you what do you think about Trump saying the Haitian immigrants in Ohio ate cats and dogs?
I think that was a chess piece. It was a shock value statement to bring attention away from.
You guys are so stupid. Holy shit, you're brain dead as shit. I don't even care. I don't even care. Like, I'm never gonna get your vote. You're too brain broken. Holy shit, you're not independent.
Trump said that.
Oh
Trump said that to catch the attention on TikTok, Facebook, and all these other
Trump
social media policies.
Trump said at the debate, he said,
from
Trump
Harris's
said, I saw it on the TV. It has to be true.
I never said it was true. I'm saying Trump,
said that. Trump said he saw it on the TV. It has to be true, and he got fact checked.
You're not going to let me speak, man. I call in, you just don't let me speak.
It's a chess piece. Okay, Trump why is it a chess piece?
Okay, thank you. Trump said that on purpose because he knew it was going to get a bunch of attention and a bunch of likes. It was going to be cycled through media. So when people looked up the debate, that was the only thing they were going to see. That detracts them from what Harris was saying. So if you're going to type in Trump Kamala Harris debate, the first 10 links was Trump saying they eat cats and dogs, and that was all over social media. That detracted from Kamala Harris's actual points he was trying to make. It was all distraction techniques.
Is that why you didn't know one policy Kamala said? You were so
It could have been.
Because you were so distracted by the cats and the dogs, dude. Bro, I could throw a chew toy for you. You'll forget you're driving and crash instantly. Bro, you better not get it. Dude, everyone in chat, put your laser pointers away. This guy's going to run up a wall if you put a laser pointer on it. He's like a damn cat. Holy shit, you got a goldfish memory. You're going to be drowning down the toilet bowl. What the hell's going on here, bro? What's going on? So, do you think it's racist to say what Trump said about the Haitian immigrants?
I think it was racist.
Yeah, to say they're eating cats and dogs and they're savages.
No.
How is that not like a racist thing? To just assume they're eating cats and dogs like savages.
It's not.
They were legally here, by the way. So I mean, Trump's not in favor of legal immigrants because they were legally here.
You see how you're still talking about it? It worked.
The being racist worked?
It worked. His statement worked. You're still talking about it to this day.
I mean, I'm still talking about the Holocaust.
Social media.
I'm still talking about JFK assassination. I'm still talking about 9/11. I mean, I'm still talking about a lot of things.
So am I. But you're still talking about.
Wait. By your logic, does that mean? Wait, you're talking about 9/11. You never forgot. Does that mean 9/11 worked in your eyes? If you're still talking about it.
That correlation doesn't make any sense.
You said if I'm still talking about the Trump thing.
9/11 wasn't a chess piece. 9/11 was a terrorist attack.
Have you read Osama bin Laden's manifesto? It definitely was, but okay.
That was a chess piece? Osama bin Laden's manifesto was a chess piece. George Bush used that as a chess piece to detract from voters from John Kerry? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that it had a
George
purpose.
Bush used 9/11.
You said if something happens and we're still talking about it, then it's a chess piece.
It did. It is a chess piece. The cats and dogs
when Trump
was
said
set on purpose to drag attention from the actual policies that Harris was trying to do, which is why you and other streamers are still talking about it.
When Trump said that immigrants poison the blood of America, was that racist?
Illegal immigration. Illegal.
When Trump said that you can tell if immigrants are criminals just by looking at them, was that racist?
Illegal.
No, he said just by looking at them. Can you tell someone's illegally here just by looking at them?
Put up your source on your YouTube.
So you're saying it's a bad thing if Trump did say that?
Put up your source.
But if Trump said that, is it bad?
We're not talking about ifs, whats, and whens. If he said it, put it up.
You people suck.
You can't put it up.
Oh, you people suck. May 29th, April 15th, July 21st. Trump said this on Fox News. September 10th, he said it again. He said they're terrorists. You can tell by looking at them on a Fox News show. Oh, God. The issue is with, I'm trying to clip you for TikTok clips, and when you ask me to, bring up a source of a very known quote from Trump, if people watch my show, they can discredit me by, seeing I'm saying fake things. They can all Google it. I don't say things that I know are... unless if I know they're true. I just don't do that. So it's really annoying for me in a conversation when it messes up my TikTok clip. So now I can't embarrass you on TikTok anymore. It really upsets me. Oh, man. 1 second. Okay, so... Are you still here? Okay. So anyone that wants to know, so like Tom Homan said on TV a few weeks ago that you can profile people and assume they're illegally here, illegal aliens, undocumented, whatever, and detain them. There was a court battle over this. A judge blocked the idea that ICE can just racially profile people, but that is an official Trump policy they tried pushing. If you look Latino, if you look brown, if you have an accent, they can say, oh, that's reasonable suspicion that you are illegally here, so we can detain you. So the Trump statement was like, oh, well, some of these guys are terrible guys. They're bad guys. And you could just tell by looking at them that they're going to be bad for our country and stuff like that. I can't find the exact quote. But I did see the interview. One of the things that's an issue with that as well is it really doesn't work for the flow of a show where it's like, where does he say that? Where does he say that? Because you could do, like I said, you could do the research for it and look it up. But it's not tenable to look up just like random quotes over and over again. So you have to move on to another quote that's easier to verify right away. And people do this all the time. If you ask for a source for that for everything, it doesn't really work for a YouTube show or a radio show. So conversations like that are hard because that guy is a very stupid person. But I'm in a bad mood today. So I wasn't nice to him. I probably should have been nicer. Thank you for $5, World Raves. But the guy literally said he had no idea what policies are from any candidate. It's just like, why would you even admit that? Corey, thank you for $2. One last call, please, please, please. I don't know. I'm sleepy. It's already midnight. I've been cutting off at midnight, Corey. Corey, I don't know if I could do it. Oh, Terry. Is Terry still here? Terry, thank you for $10. Terry, I just saw that. Terry, I'm going to message Terry on here in case if Terry's... Oh, Terry wanted me to call? Oh, did I talk to Terry? Wait a second. I really don't know. One second. I messaged Terry. Terry, I didn't realize Terry sent me $10 and a phone number. Thank you so much for the support on Venmo. Yeah, so Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Jolla Politics. Really appreciate it. Yeah, the way I had that conversation with that guy is not it's not peak performance. It's not the best for convincing people. It might turn people off. It's hard to really say. There's a couple good points in there of really just like holding people accountable for not knowing what they're voting for whatsoever. I'm just not in the mood. I'm tired. I'm not in the mood for that, for weaving through that right now too much. I tried on multiple points. It's just like some people, that's the definition of being like too dumb to feel stupid, if that makes sense. Like too dumb to know you're being proven wrong on something.
Screw your damn program. Shove it.
Okay. Sorry.
Hello, we are not available now. Please leave your name and phone number after the beep. We will return your call.
Hi, this is the Liberal Cuck Show. I'm trying to call you back. You left me a voicemail saying my program's not good, and I really was about to cry over it. I really hope you stop being mean to me. Okay. Oh, are you the person that called? Look at that. Look at that luck. I accidentally called you back. I didn't realize that was you. Thank you, man. if you're still listening. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, just really quick for is anyone new here? Is anyone new to the channel? I like checking who's new. Let me say join Discord. If you have a Discord, it's in my channel description on my channel page, all that kind of stuff. Join Discord. I probably do need to go to bed. I know Corey gave me $2 to do another phone call, but I'm in the Liberal Cuck Show. It is the Liberal Cuck Show. You're new. I am. Hello. Me. Howdy. Yeah, join Discord. Spam column? I can't. I'm not gonna. I'll probably get. I don't want to get banned from YouTube. That'll be directed harassment or whatever. I'll do one more. I'll answer someone's phone call and see what they're up to. I wish I had an editor, bro. If I had an editor, I'd probably blow up. I'm not gonna lie. My goal on my channel for my I have a $10,000 goal for moving to a new apartment with another room for an actual studio, like a desk, camera, a real camera for it, maybe multiple camera angles, like a background, computer, all that kind of stuff. That'll include some type of editor hopefully. For anyone that donates super chats or to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or on Coffee, your donation is going to go to that. Everything I make from YouTube too through ad revenue is going to go to that as well. So I appreciate everyone supporting. I'll turn on the phone lines really quick, do one more phone call. Really appreciate all the support. A clown nose in every thumbnail. R. Kelly was framed? Where are my tampons at? Brother. I give them out for free in all the bathrooms. For all the trans, man. Because I know that makes you mad. Hello?
Why'd you hang up on me last time?
Dude, go to bed. Why is that guy so cringe?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, let's see. You're, okay, I know who you are. I just want to talk about the economy real quick.
About what? What about the economy?
Well, let's see. Here's an example. Inflation is currently at 2.7%. It's at a 4-year low. It is higher than Trump's first term, but it is lower than the majority of Biden's term. Don't you think that is a net positive for the country?
Not really. I don't care about inflation that much when home ownership is decreasing so much, when we're incurring so much more new debt as a country, with a big, beautiful bill. Tariffs as well is not going to be in inflation numbers right away because that's a consumer tax. So that's going to be added in later. The Biden inflation did not hurt the economy that much. It was really overblown. Real wages mostly kept up with it for most goods other than healthcare, housing, a couple other things. There's other economic indicators that are really bad for America right now when it comes to our global supply chains. Farming is taking a big hit in places like Nebraska, Iowa. So with the bare bones of the economy, inflation, I don't care that much about it unless if we're having super extreme inflation with no stimulus on the demand side, which we did do under Biden. But yeah, I don't care that much about the after COVID inflation. It happened globally. America had it better than any other country. And I think there's proof no one cares about it because no one's complaining right now. It's really, I don't know, for the economy, I don't care that much.
Well, yeah, because it's at a 4-year low. But you say it wasn't as bad under Biden, or what exactly did you just say about it? I heard the rest, but you say you don't care about it, but it reached a high of what, 9.1% in 2022, and an average of nearly 5% throughout Biden's presidency. So I think Americans do care about it because their sentiment towards the economy, it continued to go down under Biden. So
that's not the thing people really care about, though. Like they were convinced to care about it. The real issues are, like I said, housing. Housing is the main issue, then healthcare and other things like that. Insurance costs are going through the roof for like auto, and other issues, especially in like Florida and California with insurance with natural disasters is a big issue as well. I'm just saying that inflation is probably the least interesting metric we can go by when it comes to real wages and the economy and ownership and that kind of stuff. Yeah, like the tariffs right now alone are going to increase. Like I have the Walmart chart up. Milk costs are going to increase 6 to 10% in the next month alone. Eggs have increased.
What? Cost of what?
Milk
Cost
is going to
of
go
what?
up. Pretty much every single product in America is going to increase by 5% or 10% due to tariffs because we're taxing things like aluminum, copper, very basic input goods. So that's all going to be a huge issue with prices. But Americans are Trump's approval on inflation is just as low as Biden's was at the peak. So he is getting punished for it. I was kind of wrong about that earlier. Trump is getting punished for it. Trump is doing nothing for the economy. And his cuts to scientific research, his cuts to Medicaid, all that stuff in the next 4 years, the huge increase to the national debt is going to be terrible for the economy's future.
Okay, you said, okay, that's a lot to respond to, but he hasn't cut Medicaid yet. The big, beautiful bill won't take effect until 2027. You said dairy prices are going up. No, as a matter of fact, milk is at a 4-year low. I'm looking at this price.
I'm saying in the next month from the tariffs. That's the announced price increases that we're going to get moving forward. Coffee's going up by 20% as well. Coffee's going to be going up by a lot.
Sorry. So basically, what was I saying? Dairy. That again just keeps going down. This year, the price of alcohol, produce, grocery prices.
Let me see that. Hold on. Let me see. I don't care. Excuse me.
Little debater. All right. Hello?
Hello. Yo, what's up?
America.
Dude, it really is, isn't it? I got a couple questions for you, bro. It's kind of politics related. I'll be asking a bunch of people about it. I want to know your opinion on it. Bro, I think Joe Rogan genuinely helped Trump win the election with his podcast episode before it. And I want to hear what, like, dude, that podcast came out, what, like a month or two before the election, had 65 million views. You ain't telling me that's not swaying elections?
No, I mean, Rogan, it's not only the initial episode, it's also the people that cover the episode and also the people that see the clips from it. It definitely had a big impact. It's a huge platform. And Rogan talking in a good way about Trump the entire election was a big deal. Rogan avoided interviewing Kamala. They tried getting her on there multiple times. There's a big story about that. You can look it up.
I could be wrong. Joe Rogan's a fucking idiot. So, like, I'm not saying anything that's like either fucking the gospel. But, like, didn't he say that he tried to get her on and she turned him down? And then she went on the fucking Breakfast Club and didn't even get 1 million views.
No, but like, they moved their schedule for her. She tried scheduling when she was in Texas, and Joe Rogan said she couldn't talk to him. Or that he couldn't talk to her. So that has happened, and he avoided it.
Huh. Okay, that makes more sense.
But think about this though. Dana White, the UFC guy?
Dude,
you know he's on Meta's board now.
They want to make a White House UFC event. Oh my god.
You know he's on Meta's board now?
What the fuck?
You know he's on Meta's board now? He's on Meta's board, the Facebook company.
Is he? Oh, damn.
Yeah, so Rogan has on Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Mark Andreessen, Peter Thiel, all these different billionaires to launder their reputation and to do their propaganda for them. So yeah, he's a propaganda arm of the deep state and of the billionaire AI class. It makes sense. And he's a useful idiot. And even Theo Von speaks out against Trump right now, but Joe Rogan is still a little cuckboy.
I just don't know how I feel about, like, the right-wing world taking over comedy. Because I can't lie to you, bro. I don't really be following politics like that. I'll watch,
Their comedy sucks, dude.
I'll
it's
listen
like
to politics. It's just weird.
Do you know there's a man who thinks he's a woman?
One of Joe Rogan's friends.
Do you know there's a man who thinks he's a woman, dude? Do you know there's pronouns, dude? There's man who thinks he's woman. There's pronouns.
Well, nah, like, don't get me wrong. There's a couple good ones, like Shane Gillis is fucking
Shane
hilarious.
Gillis he's independent though. He dishes out every side. Like he's not the same.
There's a couple of like his friends that are funny, but then there's like, bro, I do not like Ari Shaffir at all. I think he's a hack.
I think Kill Tony's not funny either. Like Tony is only funny because of his show. He brings on funny comedians. He's not funny himself.
Yeah, and it's just weird, like how political comedy is getting.
And Rogan
towards,
sucks
like,
at stand-up. Rogan is a shit stand-up. Like he is
the
a shit.
right-wing world.
He is a shit. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to like ask you about Kamala and Joe because like that shit confused me when I saw it.
She
Donald
sucks
Trump-
on podcasts anyway. She sucked on. She was on Shannon Sharp's podcast, and that sucked too. She was bad for
Yeah.
that kind of environment. We need to
I
actually
can't
let
lie, I
someone who
didn't
can
watch
talk.
that one, but I did watch because Donald Trump, he went on Theo, and then like 2 weeks later he went on Joe Rogan, and that was like 2 months before the election. And you can't lie to me and say like,
Well, they know they're not going to get
90
questions.
Nah, that's an exaggeration of saying 90%, but like 40% of Trump viewers don't actually watch anything. They just listen to
Yeah,
podcasts.
they don't know what the
just
hell's going
listen to,
on.
like,
They don't know shit
well,
about anything in
that's why
politics.
I didn't
That's
vote,
why they vote
bro,
for him.
because I don't follow politics. I don't feel
Yeah, yeah.
comfortable enough placing a vote because, like, I'm not going to vote for Trump. I don't know his policies. I'm not going to vote for Kamala. I don't know her policies.
That's why they got to go
But
on the
I'll listen to
podcasts.
it.
That's what
Yeah,
they got to
I'll
go on
listen
Andrew
to a
Schultz and Theo Vaughn. They
podcast
got to go
here,
on there.
you know? And
They gotta
that
go where
shit
people
just
are.
confused me, and I wanted to hear your opinion because when I be asking these people, like I'll ask like just random people that question, they'll be like, I don't think Joe Rogan really did anything for the election, and I'm like, well, yeah, no shit, he didn't win him the election, but I think it genuinely helped, like 65 million views on a podcast.
It's the
2 months
vibe.
before the
It's the
election.
cultural vibe. It's the whole vibe
Yeah.
thing. And Democrats need to participate in that because they can't just stay on. No one's gonna watch freaking C-SPAN or CNN or whatever. They got to go on
like,
a podcast and
they
have a
need
good time.
fucking a Joe Rogan of the left, like not
I
in
don't-
like an
I don't think
exact
about-
way, but they need
Joe
like
Rogan's stupid.
someone. They need, well, yeah, I agree, but they
can
need
go on Theo
someone
Vaughn.
who
They can go on.
has
They
that,
can go on
like,
Andrew Schultz. They could go on the same shows. They just need someone who can talk. They need someone who's actually personable and good on microphone.
exactly, because I feel like that would have genuinely helped her. And as someone who doesn't really follow politics like that, I was just confused why I didn't see her more like doing a media push like Trump was.
They
doing,
protected her
you know?
too. They did protect her, but also the podcast that Trump went on. If Kamala went on there, she would have got actual hard questions. And Trump, like Joe Rogan, talked about Epstein constantly, and then Trump went on there, Epstein's best freaking friend, and Trump was asked 0 questions about Epstein from
Right,
Joe.
yeah, they'll talk about like UFC and like random crap.
Oh, this
and stuff,
guy's so cool. He's just like us, dude. He's just like us.
Nah, I get it, yeah. Well, nah, dude, what do you mean? Epstein, bro, he was just a regular hardworking guy like the rest of us. Didn't you hear, man? He was innocent,
He was so
bro.
cool.
What do you
He was so
mean,
cool on the
man?
podcast. Yeah.
He was a super hardworking guy, struggling just like the rest of us.
Yep. Hey man, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. And I
Yeah,
mean,
bro.
we should make politics easier to engage in. But yeah, just check in my channel every now and then. You know.
Yeah, man. I like to check it out because I don't like to just be a dumb fuck and not know anything I'm talking about. So I'll check shit out every once in a while.
Yeah, it's too cool to be stupid right now.
you know?
It's cool to be stupid in America right now for some reason.
Exactly. But hey, bro, take it easy, yo. You have a good night.
I appreciate it. Have a good night, man. Devin, 10 gifted memberships. Everyone give a handshake, a high five to Devin in chat for 10 gifted memberships. I don't know what tier. It doesn't say what tier it is, but thank you so much. I don't know what tier it is. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, those calls are good too. We gotta have those calls. I wanna shit, dude. I wish I had more time to do this shit. TikTok is going pretty good right now, so that's good. Okay. I'm Jola Politics on TikTok, Jola Politics on YouTube. Tier 1. Dang. Thank you. Thank you, Devin. You got a gift sub to Joe. Everyone's saying thank you, Devin. Alright, guys. Thank you for watching. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to donate to Jola Politics and Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Really appreciate all of you. Really awesome night. Really, it was a struggle session. But we pulled through at the end. Alright, we pulled through at the end. We had a couple phone calls. So we did get it going eventually. We fought. We went through 3 different streams. As hard as we could, I'm too tired. As hard as we can fight. Ugh. I can't even talk right now. I'm going to bed. His preference? Say thank you to Devin. No, thank. When we fight, we win. You can call in tomorrow. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. I've been streaming every night. I've been a good boy. I was tired today too, and I went for 3 hours. 3 hours. Tell you what, donations help me go. If you guys donate somewhat consistently, it does help me. It does help me keep going. It does indeed. It does. It helps my dopamine peak in my brain. It helps all that dopamine. These nuts, yeah. I'll donate you this nutsack. I think I can get some good TikToks out of that one caller though, especially on the Haitian immigrant stuff. He's like, it was a chess piece. It was a chess piece, dude. It was a he called them savages. It was a chess piece, dude. E-begging. True, I am e-begging. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for recognizing me. Alright guys, I think my stream's about to crash. Join Discord on my channel descriptions, my channel page, all that kind of stuff. Join Discord. Good night. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys again. Thank you. If anyone donates when I'm offline, I'll try to thank you tomorrow. If I don't see you, I appreciate it. Just know L! I just saw it. Thank you so much. I usually miss when L donates. It's at the very end, but I saw it today. L, and thank you for $5, L. Thank you. A good one. I tried today. I tried keeping it going. We didn't give up. We could have given up in the first hour. All right, we could have given up after the first stream, but we didn't. We prevailed. We kept going hard in the paint. Thank you. Clapper. Wait, Devin. Another 5. Always doing chores. Honestly, though, podcasts keep me alive for chores. Like when I'm doing things, I need to have a podcast on. So I'm happy I can provide that for some people. I'm good at taking an L. I'm good at taking a Devin. 5 more gifted subs. Devin sending me all of his student loans. Thank you. How about that kid? I couldn't tell if that was a kid or not, but then I heard their mom. Who are you talking? Why is that kid talking about politics? Charlie Kirk, dude. He's really getting in there. Devin paying our mod fees. Thank you, Devin. Devin got that job. It's funny. Thank you, Devin. Thank you, everyone. We got some non-political conversations tonight, too. Like that one conversation about I don't know what that one conversation was about, but it was about something. About like the earth and stuff. Charlie Kirk bobblehead doll. Alright guys, again, thank you for everyone that's new, everyone that's been here, all the donations, all the memberships. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. Really. What about the tampons? I will give you. I think tampons should be free. I think tampons should be paid for by taxpayer dollars for equality. Unironically, it should be. It's not fair. It's really not fair, dude. And birth control. They should all be free. And we should get free vasectomies. Forced. We should get forced vasectomies. So there's a thing on Twitter. So it's a tweet from Newswire saying Trump to withhold disaster funding for states and cities who boycott Israel from Reuters. Trump to withhold disaster funding for states and cities who boycott Israel. And someone put this clip up of Kendrick on the retweet.
Yeah, somebody gotta do it. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. Yeah, somebody gotta do it.
What is that referring to? I don't get the joke. I don't get the joke. What is Kendrick? Wait, what does that meme refer? Okay. Have a good night, guys. All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. See you tomorrow.